Welcome in, everybody. What's up? This is Casey at the Guardian Oracle 33. I did not mean to go live yet. I had it set for a few minutes out. If you guys are new here, welcome in. On that note, I've got to run into the house real fast. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. Sometimes it goes live when I set it. So me and technology are just learning how to jive together. So welcome in, guys. This is going to be a message of love. Thank you guys for showing up. I'm not sure if you even got the notification, but we'll see when you hear it. What's up, Jace? I gotta run in the house real fast. And then I will be right back. No, don't chew on the charger. No. Okay, I accidentally pushed the go live button and I wasn't ready. I was out there in the yard with, I gotta get a shirt on. I was out there in the yard with the horses cleaning out the water trough. Okay. See if my phone's charging. What's up, guys? I love you. Welcome in. Where was that charger you were just chewing on, Hank? Butch, out. I got every ranch dog in the neighborhood in here. If you're gonna be in here, you gotta lay down. Okay, we'll do this. Surprise, surprise. Look at us go. Matthew! We're ready for you. Okay. God, nothing like waiting on a woman, huh? So today I had to go into town, and for those of you that don't know, I live on a ranch about 15 minutes outside of town. So I had to go in and go to the library. The library was freaking awesome. Print off some court paperwork I totally did not realize that I needed to do. And then I was like, well, damn it, I'm in here. Might as well swing off at the fishing hole. So I took myself fishing. I was going to get in the kayak, but I had the border collie with me. So I was like, yeah, and he just whines on there. I don't catch anything anyway. So welcome in. Message of love. Holy Spirit, holy angels of the highest bright light, I call on you for clarity and guidance. Ancient wise one within, awaken ye master. I am an intuitive psychic medium. Channel messages. I go where I'm guided, and most of the time it's in the middle of nowhere, where nobody else would want to go. So here I am, just out here in Idaho. You know, what's so funny is Ellison, my 1-year-old, was out here, and she left this sitting on my cards out here. It's just her little book with her colors in it, and it says, spark, create, and imagine. Even when your kids' toys leave you a message. Those sneaky little archangel daughters of mine. What's up, Pita? I'm sorry you have a stomach ache. What's up, Egan? That's a cool name. Alicia. Never neglect the little things. Never skimp on the extra effort. That additional few minutes, that soft word of praise or thanks, that delivery of the very best that you can do. It does not matter what others think. It is of prime importance, however, what you think about you. You can never do your best, which should always be your trademark. If you are cutting corners and shirking responsibilities, you are a special. You are special. Act it. Never neglect the little things. Don't cut the fucking corners. We are often caught up in our destination that we forget to appreciate the journey, especially the good ones of people we need and meet along the way. Appreciation is a wonderful feeling. Don't overlook it. A short list of things you cannot buy: health, true love, happiness, meaningful friendships, contentment, and fulfillment. You have to decide what your highest priorities are and have the courage, pleasantly, smilingly, non-apologetically to say no to the other things. And the way you do that is by having a bigger yes burning deep inside. Okay. So, my intention is for the highest good of all. I want to tap into the center of the soul space. So I call on my higher self, Archangel Michael, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Azrael, Archangel Shamael, thank you, Shaniel. Collective energy, words of love, inspiration, tapping into the center of the soul. We have balance that comes out. What to expect? Let's see the current energy. Boundaries. Boundaries, balance. Ooh, somebody's really tapping into the center of their mystical shadow side, let's say. That aspect of ourselves that keeps us very, it's almost like a defiant feeling, but we have that defiance for a reason. So we don't follow the norm, so when you realize that you do have different attributes and aspects of you, you have to remember your soul loves you so much. Your soul is so happy to be having an experience through the physical vessel. You are an expression of that soul light that was created. It is a beautiful soul, and there are many attributes and thousands of different experiences that you've incarnated into. This aspect of the soul wants to bring its expression to planet Earth at this time through you in whatever way that is. And it feels like right now, the journey, it is the day in and day out, the stuff that you're going through, the aspects of yourself you're like, well, I've been told that's not really great to do or to have, or that's not the what other people would do. And then there's that part of you that's like, I don't want to do what everybody else wants to do. I want to do what makes me happy, when my soul shines, when my light comes out, when I feel exuberated, when I feel enthusiastic, when I have the strength within me to that is the meld. That's this meld right here. We don't neglect or avoid the shadow aspect that we have, because we dwell in that when we're asleep and we fall through the darkness, we also have trust here. That is, I'm hearing that Silver Spring song by Fleetwood Mac, time cast a spell on you, but you won't forget me. It's like, the person that's going to love you and be there for you throughout this lifetime more than anybody else, and the one that is built to do that, is yourself, which also spiritually comes in as your guides, your guardian angels, your higher self. The more you connect to this, those parts of you don't delve into them. They're there for a reason. You have strength, balance, and trust comes out. Listen to your soul. Listen to your soul. You're a remarkable human being. You're here and destined for great reasons. Let's see this balance here. Holy Spirit, holy angels of the highest bright light. Balance, relax and release. Relax and release to achieve a state of calm and soothing. It's finding this balance. These are two cards out here with the duality right down the middle. There's two very unique but yet very strong parts within you, and that, to me, they're showing me the twin flame, when this shadow aspect and this I'm hearing the holy side of you, the one that stands on morals and principles, has integrity, honor, courage, commitment to yourself. You know, that's where your true strength comes from. There's been a hell of a meld here. There's been a hell of a meld here. I'm hearing Diana. The moon goddess. Peaceful heart. Feel true serenity and harmony through a peaceful heart. Goal setting. Set clear goals and create plans to achieve your life's desires and dreams. Goal planning and achieving. You know, it's like we all can get caught in that mystic, you know, the cosmic flow of it. It's a lot about breaking down fear to step out, fear to be different, fear to be judged. We all have it. You've got cosmic gifts and cosmic flow out here. I'm talking to somebody or a collective of people here that, you know, there's people that tap in and that they can, you know, they kind of wander around with the messages they get, or are still delving into where the fear or the aspect of their mind will let them go. Within that, it seems like I'm talking to somebody who's always, that's been one of the best attributes to bring out aspects of yourself that are very tenacious and very strong. What's up, Christina? What's up, Bethany? Got trust here. We need a trust. Where did that book go? I just seen it. Oh, I put it under this book. Books on books on books. You know, that going in for the higher wisdom and knowledge. You know, maybe some of you feel like you're at a cap physically and mentally, spiritually at this point, and your guides are here telling you to trust this time. If you're delving back into different attributes or aspects of yourself, maybe that you're looking at once more, finding balance within those, because everybody wants to move forward and move fast and get out of the way when shit sucks, you know, when life's not going so good, or we're learning, you know, lessons that grow us to the max. It's not comfortable and it doesn't feel good, and it's like, I feel there's an aspect here of the fear waiting for the other shoe to drop. You know, when's the other shoe gonna drop? When our and it's like, this time, I don't think that you need to be expecting that. You've tapped into something much greater than the physical vessel. It's within that. Allowing your mind to not hang on to any thoughts that come and go. Connecting with your innermost aspect of yourself. The soul essence, the cosmic flow. I feel like, you know, you're somebody that comes in and connects quite often throughout a lot of your lifetimes. It feels like the last 3, I'm hearing trilogy, have been very important lifetimes for you, for setting something up. I feel like for some of you, this is something that you plant or grow. But I feel like you do this through seeds of wisdom and knowledge, sparks of love and creativity that you send out. Natural light codes that are within your energetic force field, you know, just communicating or interacting or sending positive thoughts, transmuting energy, holding space. It's like, I'm talking to somebody who's very dynamic here. You know, there's 2 very unique sides to you, and it feels like you're somebody that keeps yourself in check, or knows that I want to say there's a monster aspect of you that's it's tenacious, it's warrior. It does not like programming systeming. But there's an aspect of fear in here somewhere that's trapped with the inner child with that, you know, and that's going to be your breaking point to break new ground, is having this meld with this shadowy cosmic aspect of yourself. So let's look at that. Just going to go to boundaries. Number 38. Love yourself enough to set boundaries. Your time and energy are precious. You get to choose how to use it. You teach people how to treat you by deciding what you will and what you won't accept. By Anna Taylor. This card is asking that you set boundaries for yourself. Your health, abundance, goals, and mindset are being affected by your personal relationships. If you find yourself feeling drained while spending time with friends, then it is time to reassess those friendships. These situations call for honesty. Are you always the one giving and not receiving? Are you spending an excessive amount of time listening to their problems? If so, then these are unbalanced relationships that require open and honest communication between both parties to bring the friendship back into balance. And that's interesting because the other card right next to the boundaries was the balance and strength. Feels like this is going to be a unique soul lesson here. But it is not your responsibility to solve it for them. By doing so, you dull yourself away from your own path. If you have been trying to reach a goal to find that close friends are distracting you or affecting your ability to achieve it, then love yourself enough to remove the distractions without guilt. Your dreams are just as important as everybody else's. Make sure to prioritize your own goals and dreams and honor your own time by doing what you love. By drawing this card, it is a reminder to set up healthy boundaries, since this is a sign of self-love and self-respect. By standing up for yourself, speaking your truth, even if it risks friction and hostility, you will feel empowered and others will respect you for being decisive and confident. You know, it's not always all love and light. Sometimes it has to be a little kick-ass in there, a little bit of standing up for yourself, maintaining boundaries. Boundaries are very important. One, because when you start to gain discernment, you start to understand boundaries and how that they are important. You know, you have this internal gauge when you meet people. You, one, energetically feel them, but two, just like this card was saying, you know, how much time are you giving away to trying to heal others by being an aspect or a gift to humanity at this point in your life? You know, how much time have you stayed working on one area of your life? Maybe we need to ignite something else here. Yes, it feels very divinely guided. I will say that. And with the strength being out here, it doesn't look like it's very easy with all of these mountains. You know, you've really had to go further than most people would go, perhaps in some places in your life, even within your own mental capacity, within your own self. You know, I feel like somebody here is very humbled, you know, by their experiences that they've had with some very tumultuous people or energies or aspects within their life, even parts of yourself. You know, we hang on to the things that people say and we build character around those when we realize that they're just other people's thought forms and projections onto us. You know, they keep us small. They keep us small, and this energy that's coming in, it's like we're finding balance through that, understanding what belongs to you, what belongs to others. And there's this huge mystery around this cosmic, mystical intelligence that you're working with, this inner dimensional depth of very, I am hearing on point, but very precise messages pertaining to guidance for you that you might be receiving, whether you're writing this down, you're receiving them in dreams, you're having these deeper introspections with yourself, realizing there definitely is a need to set a goal here. You have the gifts and you have the flow here. You have the tenacity and the strength. Your guides, it seems like they're trying to help with balancing, because the number one, centering your reed right here, and there's a purple feather on a stack of stones. And it's trust. Trust that your boundaries are healthy. Trust where you've gotten yourself, that you haven't gone through this for nothing, you know. Some of you have a big heart and have you just love people so much and you want to help them so much that sometimes it's at your own demise, and it feels like that's also been a lesson that's out here. Somebody's gaining their stripes, you know, you're rebuilding your armor. You're finding remnants of your armor that you have left in certain situations through the Akash. As well as this this cosmic flow out here. I was just going to talk about the Akashic records. I'm not sure if you're very aware, but it feels like you've been journeying or traveling through the Akashic, whether you're doing this, I'm hearing telepathically, having some very super downloads. Even as you look at this here, with this cosmic golden light from, you know, your higher soul, your inner, this glob of gold up here is seated in this body. It's definitely seating some wisdom within yourself. Things are going to start clicking. You're going to be able to understand why you've seen things the way you did, or how perspective plays a huge role. You know, a lot of the illusions come from the fear, and that is part of what we break through to find our courage again. It is needed. Fear, it helps us to grow. Without it, you know, everybody has a sense of fear, especially in the human body. It's a natural reaction to this programmed brain that we have that says this is dangerous. You know, that's what keeps us safe here. You know, we're not living in immortal bodies. You know, these things don't just come back like vampires, which is interesting. Yesterday I was hearing vampirism as I first got out here. My nose is itching. All right, let's go to strength. We all have unexpected reserve of strength inside that emerges when life puts us to the test. The presence of this card signals the need for strength to overcome a pressing challenge. There are two types of strength, outer and inner. Aggressive outer strength relies on force to push through adversity. It is a powerful approach, but it relies on coherence, compulsion, and control, which is insecure and exhaustive energy. However, you are being asked to avoid harnessing the energy of aggressive outer strength, since this derives from a fear-based belief that you must fight to be seen, heard, believed, understood, or accepted. By pulling this card, your higher self requests that you call upon... Sorry, my daughter's calling. By pulling this card, your higher self request, you call upon the power of quiet inner strength that evolves from fortitude. Fortitude means having the emotional power to overcome adversity. The steel of the night, I'm hearing. Through fortitude, you learn how to mindfully assess situations properly, observe your thoughts and emotions, and respond thoughtfully and wisely to an experience rather than react aggressively and impulsively to difficult situations. Inner strength comes from harnessing and building up your fortitudinal muscles. When faced with a stressful or challenging situation, it will be your inner strength that helps you overcome. If you feel you currently lack the strength to manage, surmount a distressing, challenging situation, look to the past to see how you've overcome many trials and tribulations. In order to overcome a challenging situation, you will need to realize your courage and inner resolve. Call upon your inner strength to assist you on this difficult part of your journey. If you feel as if this isn't enough, then ask your higher self for further assistance through this trial in your life. And then I'm going to read trust. Wow, you really being urged to change your perspective. I open it up and here's the card again. The way that she's kind of moving energy to look at the full aspect of the self. You know, one does look a little taller than the other. I don't know why, if it's just the hand or the hair's different. I'm hearing commonalities. My nose just starts itching so bad when I get on here. 1, 2, 3 on the clock. 12:30. Okay, sorry guys. Strength. We read that. Let's go with trust. All right, number 97. September 7th. Goodness sakes. Trust is what's centering at this read when I talked about regaining your strength. Finding balance resolves through maybe past attachments to fear perhaps you didn't realize you had. The last read before this yesterday, we were talking about letting go. You know, your guides and your higher self is really urging you to let go of a way of seeing something, let go of the way that you move through certain situations, release the need to know the outcome. Magnetize and use your positive thoughts and your abilities to alchemize through rough energies that probably are bringing up some sort of past occurrence for you that you've already experienced, if not in this lifetime, in previous incarnations. Like I said, somebody here's going through the Akashic records, and this is in your DNA. The Akasha is already within your DNA, so when you call on that innate aspect, your higher soul self, God, And you're asking for this guidance that feels like you're being brought to this peace within yourself to look at something. You already you've been there, you've looked at it, but now they're going to allow you, or you're going to be tapping into that cosmic aspect of yourself that understands it from a different perspective now. With trust being out here. As soon as you trust yourself, you will know how to live. The message from this card is twofold. First, trust the path that you're on, and it's as it fulfills the divine plan for your life. Life is filled with unknown situations and unpredictable outcomes, some favorable, some unfavorable. Hey, get out of there, puppy. Trust in the infinite, as you are. Some favorable and unfavorable. However, each experience builds your endurance and strength and prepares you for the unfolding of your mission. Trust in infinite intelligence and have faith that everything is working out the way it's supposed to be. Second, you receive this card because you need to believe in yourself and trust your judgment. You may have made poor decisions in the past and now lack trust in your own judgment. Because of this, you may be prone to getting guidance and direction from those who have been there and done that. While there is nothing wrong with seeking help from those with experience, you are being reminded that you too contain the power of discernment to find your path. It isn't always necessary to seek outwardly because others appear to know better. This card encourages you to seek inwardly since the tools of discernment are present within you too. Yes, there will be stumbling blocks at times, but without these, you wouldn't be able to learn valuable lessons and strengthen your spiritual muscles. Trust in your ability to make sound decisions or ask your higher self to restore faith in your ability to trust your gut. You can begin to trust your gut by taking clues from your body. What is your physical reaction to a question? Do you feel butterflies of excitement or a tightening of the stomach? This physical response will help you make a good choice that resonates. Keep a journal and document times when you've trusted your gut. How did things work out? Did they work out in your favor? Look back on the episodes when you started to doubt your gut reaction. Oh boy, I can remember those. If you find yourself still struggling to trust, make it a point to monitor your thoughts and feelings throughout the day. If you succumb to negative thoughts, then focus your attention towards your faith. Do you believe that your higher power has your best interest at heart? Do you believe that you are being watched over and taken care of? If so, then there is no doubt and no need to doubt. To shift your thoughts, find an inspiring quote or read a passage from your favorite spiritual text or spiritual teacher that will uplift you. Bring your negative thoughts to your higher power for healing. See, and that's just basically what this is. This reads really beautiful. Very beautiful. I'm going to read the last one, balance, and then I'll get a couple closing messages, an angel number, and I got to get off here. I have court online here pretty soon. We were going with balance. Thank you, Holy Spirit, holy angels. Whoever made this deck of cards, I really like them. You know, they put their time and creativity into them. It's easy to intuitively read off them. Most things that we've read, you know, have already been channeled. This is about trusting the process. You know, you start tapping into this higher spiritual wisdom and knowledge, and it gets, we all go down the rabbit holes, and we have these, you know, opportunities of expansion to see how far we'll let ourselves travel down a specific path that maybe we once have, even if it's just telepathically or mentally, you know, recalling fragments of times gone by. And then we kind of get to this point where we feel stuck and stagnant, right, within our being. Thanks for the reading, Mon. Thank you. I appreciate that. My pleasure to read for you guys. Hi, Zerdick. It's very beautiful cards, very beautiful energy. We get way into it, and then we kind of have this breaking moment, you know, where it's kind of just stagnancy almost. And we get so purpose driven that in those times when things are just kind of still, that's when you really do go get in your kayak and go fish, or go to the mountain, go take time out, go do something, being in nature that you normally wouldn't do. Changing up your daily behaviors, routines, and patterns are huge too, because it does trick the body into we're doing something new. The body stays in that motion of realizing we're adapting to change. Nope, today we're going to do this, or You know, we're going to jump off this cliff into the water. It's going to be a little scary, but it's going to be awesome. You know, like our body, we need that. One, the soul needs that. You know, that's that strength that reminds us we can keep pushing, we can do this. That way, when scary things come up, you're like, dude, I just jumped off of a 50-foot cliff, you know, this last week, and something I never would have done and had the time of my life. I pushed myself, you know, and that's what we need. We have to remind the body. The physical, you know, we say it a lot of time in our mind, and we're doing a lot of this reprogramming and downloads and stuff, but we also have to condition the body to that as well. Being in nature is what helps that, those natural light codes and frequencies that our body needs for that upgrading. And reprogramming, you know, to put the physical vessel kind of at ease, saying, okay, we can tap into this. You know, sometimes we scare the shit out of ourselves in our own spiritual awakening. We don't know who we can trust because we're not trusting in us. When we don't trust in us and our discernment and our wisdom and what we've learned and what we've been through, like, okay, I've been here before. I know I can get myself through this. I might not have the exact answer right now. What do I need? Show me what I need. What am I learning? You know, and then the first thing I do is I go in and comfort the little girl in me that, you know, has been in situations like that when I was young. Everything's going to be fine. This time you're not doing it alone. And I visualize myself taking my younger self by her hand. Even my yesterday's self, today's self, I'll watch a read and I'll be like, yesterday's self gave today's self a read because I watched yesterday's reading and it aligns perfectly to what I need. I'm like, dude, I love myself so much that I would have the courage to have a channel. You know, and we all have insecurities or fear, or, you know, we always want to bring through good messages. We remember to just sit and to be in that energy. And, you know, sometimes it helps too, as if we're talking to our own selves, we're leaving ourselves a message, you know, for tomorrow, by trusting today's guidance. It's all by intelligent design, and it's learning that. It's the trusting that it's not always going to make sense to the physical vessel, but it's important to stay moving. It's important to stay, your energy body. Stay moving. Laughter is so important too, as well, right now. Okay, so we got balance out here, and this was the first card that came out for the read. What's up, Brian C? Hi, LeBron, please adopt me. Blue Ridge Rider, bro, it's been a minute. Nature is like my personal speed charging station, day or night. I swear I just heard the back door shut and I am the only one here. I think. I'm never the only one here. Dude, nature's where it's at for me too. I know, I'm like, I'm gonna sneak off and go fish for a little bit, or any opportunity or chance I have. What are you doing, Mr. Hank? Come here, Mr. Hank. Mr. Hank. Oh, he's so ugly. He's cute. This is Mr. Squatting Bear. This is old Mr. Squatting Dove. He's so cute. I call him Sitting Bear because he'll just lay back like a little bit. Here's old Hank the Sitting Bear. Boo! Boo! That a cow dog. Woo! That's a cow dog. Oh, shit. Okay, we're looking for the balance. I've got your hair in my mouth. Thanks, Hank. Well-being is about, as you were, working towards balance takes a lot of ingredients. We need courage, reflection, attention, action, and a push and pull relationship between effort and relaxation. Man, I feel that. Well-being is about maintaining balance mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Life will pull you in many directions, and it may appear as if there isn't enough time in the day to incorporate activities that feed the soul and nourish the body. I was just talking about this. This card comes as a reminder that it is important to take time for exercise, creativity, play, and rest. If you focus all of your energy and attention on work, then naturally you will feel depleted and unfulfilled. Amen. To rectify this, rearrange your schedule and incorporate one hobby that satisfies your creativity and one form of physical activity that supports your health. Make sure to include time for meditation so that you can connect to spirit. I can do that on a kayak. All of this combined will lead to a more balanced and healthy lifestyle. Ask for help from your higher self. If you are finding it difficult to balance your schedule and responsibilities, this card also signals that you need to set healthy boundaries with friends and family. And we got the boundaries card too. Both of those reflected upon one another. Say no to activities that are undesirable. Do not feel compelled to participate in activities that leave you spiritless and fatigued. Say yes only when you mean it. Wow, Spirit's kind of whipping us gut into shape, huh? Okay, and then for my extraterrestrial starseed babies, let's see. This is called the Mystic Martian Oracle. I'm being guided to pull a card. Ugh. Keep nudging me over here to this deck. Renewal and reflection. Boy, that's pretty serendipitous. Reflection and renewal. Would you two go play in the yard and get out of my shed? Hey. Little puppies. Speak up. Here we go. Renewal. You are entering a phase of renewal and refresh energy. Have you been feeling worn out? Is it time to refresh yourself, whether by resting or changing your environment? New energy is on the way. So you're definitely having assistance with this. This is what your spirit guides and higher self are nudging you towards. Trust the process. Reflection is here. And look, he's out there by a lake looking over the pier. I see A92. I'm hearing the letter J. I'm hearing Jasmine, Jessica, Sadie's, Mark. Reflection brings deep insight. Have you been avoiding self-reflection? Take time to sit with your own thoughts and feel your inner world holds the answers that you seek. All right, and then for those that are working with the Mystic Martians, we are Martians. When I get done here, I'm going to get a couple more personal reads done and get those emailed out. After I do my court stuff, we'll do some personal reads. And then I think the kids and I are going to go out on, we might go down to Hagerman. I'll bring my, that piece that goes on my kayak so you guys can actually go out and we can go fish this evening. If you guys want to check out a new place, I'll take you down there. I think you guys will love it. And hang out for a little bit. Fish and enjoy some time. Kids are only having half days, so yeah, we'll be out fishing. All right. All right, for my Mystic Martians, we've got Octurians and Vegans out here. I've never pulled either one of these cards. I'm going to read them from the book for those of you that are like me. For those of you that like the weird stuff. I love you guys. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Zerdik, I can't wait. I was wondering too if you've been able to take the kids out and do stuff. I know I'm trying to get caught up on stuff before all the rest of them get out of school and whatnot. Would you get out of there? Come here. Come here, Doobie. Look, you don't need to be in the box. June 23rd could be prominent here. June 23rd. I'm seeing UFO by the bottom. I wonder if somebody here is it into, what is it called, ufology? Or has been having recent current sightings or some sort of supernatural experiences. Perhaps this does have to do with your coffee mug or your drink. I'm hearing telekinesis. You have feeling safe. Would you get out of here, you little turds? God, you little shits. Look at these guys. Excuse my shit. It's messy. I've got... Now you guys go and lay down these two together. Doobie. Mr. Doobie. Mr. Hank. You're so cute and uggy. Go outside. Look, and then I got Butch down here. Got them all in here. Grateful and thankful for helping us, gorgeous Casey. Thank you, Alicia. I really do appreciate you guys. Your friendship, just being able to get on here and You know, I've grown through so much stuff with you guys, and I know that you guys see me, and you know, you see when I have my highs and lows, and you know, we keep going. We just keep going, and we just keep connecting, and we stay in that vulnerable state with discernment. It's one of the most powerful places to be in a observer state. It's crazy because even just observing things with like this, it changes things, you know, these interactions. I heard the timekeepers, and I had a dream the other night about the Tesseract and it being taken. And, you know, when Loki goes to a different timeline to go get the Tesseract, and I think it's the series Loki. And I don't know why he went back. He went to go get it for Thor, I believe. Not Thor, the one that wears all the jewels on his hands. I can't remember his name. He looks like a wrinkled up butthole on his face. I can't remember his name. But in my dream, it was kind of the same thing. Timelines were changing like that, you know, even with just others, people peeking in and viewing through the veil. It's like it almost goes back to its original state, so to speak, out of an illusionary perspective. However that's working, I'm not sure, but there's definitely cosmic flow out here. Cosmic flow with the ET that showed up. So let's look at the Octarians. I have not pulled this card yet. And it is card number 6, June. Hi, Aaliyah. Did I say that right? Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Thank you for hitting the like and subscribe button. If you guys are interested in a personal read with me, I also do those. You can check out my home YouTube page. Underneath my picture, there's a little description box on my bio, and it has all that information down in there. I only do personal reads through email, so you have to email me, and then we'll set something up. The Octarians are from the Buddhist constellation. 36.7 light years away. They are a 5th and higher dimensional civilization and are most advanced ETs of our Milky Way galaxy. Octarians are non-polarized and anchor. Hold on a second. I better plug this back in. Oh, let's see. Octarians are non-polarized and anchor in conscious awareness of radiant love and healing and compassion. Octarians find third-dimensional space and time a harsh space to experience. However, they have the capacity to exchange lower third-dimensional frequencies by alchemically transmuting them into higher frequencies for a period of time. Wow, so we are talking about having some sort of that extraterrestrial... So they're taking lower third-dimensional energy. It feels like you're being helped with that in that way as far as transmuting too, especially if you are an Octarian starseed or you're working with those beings at that 5th dimensional state, which is also about consciousness, so you know. Very interesting. Octarians, let's see, by alchemically transmuting them into higher frequencies for a period of time. Octarians operate with the advanced violet bandwidth of frequencies, which assists them to maintain peaceful and connected to all. Without this loving frequency, it is not possible to enter 5th dimensional portals. Okay, so being in a state of love. God, my face is just itching so bad. They are gentle, private, and quiet race. Overall, are amazing time travelers of the universe. With the finest starships and state-of-the-art crystal-driven technology. Oh my gosh, I've seen those in my past life regression. That's crazy, and they just showed me in my head too. And they were Octarians then in my past life regression I did. Those huge blue crystals. Wow. And they were in the middle of the ship. They were almost like, it felt like they were powering it, but we were planting these crystals on other planets. In that lifetime, my son and I. Very interesting. They do not use primitive computer-generated technology. They operate and navigate their ships purely through auras and consciousness energy. Octarians vary in size, some tall, others very small. Their skin colors vary from a range of blue tones to green. They have profound telekinesis. See, and I picked that up earlier. Thank you for being here, Octarians. That's very interesting. I love that. Telekinesis and non-sickness. They have profound telekinesis and non-sicknesses at all. Octarians have extensive wisdom and cosmic knowledge, and that's out here on the board. The Octarians were historically responsible for assisting the Pleiadians into ascended awareness during their collective consciousness shifts. The crop circles, oh my gosh, collaborate. I can't. The crop circles elaborate sacred geometry designs are usually the work of Octarian frequency technologies. Octarians choose to transmit their physical life through agreed contracts for the highest development of their advanced species well-being at around the age of 400 Earth years. This card means wisdom keepers, feeling safe, concerned, coherent, prudent, emotional, intelligent, deep, quiet achiever, trial and error. Damn, I told you this. This feels like if you're being guided through this, especially as a starseed, you are working with the Octarians, because in my general reads, I keep getting the, I keep hearing the Pleiadian Council of Light. Ashtar Command, help me out, guys. Galactic Federation, thank you. Very interesting. This higher consciousness comes from that cosmic flow. So I'm talking to somebody who can tap into that. We've got cosmic flow sitting right out here. I was talking about traveling through the Akash. It's like breaking through these last bit of the physical barriers. It's within the mind, but it's something tricky about alchemizing between the body and the spirit. Just like the Octarians were saying that they alchemize lower third dimensional energy. So I wouldn't be surprised if at times you're not able to. They give you that ability, and you have it within yourself, especially with the telekinesis, to activate some sort of energy within you that you can really transmute lower dimensional frequencies. Perhaps even if it was an unsafe space where you could have some sort of freak accident where I'm not saying cheating death, but if it's not on your timeline, I don't know, you have a very innate knowing. I would say that this has been your whole life. I think it's just more prominent now. You're starting to find the guidance that you need to connect back to and understand that we are working with higher conscious beings, and that we also are descendants from them. They are our evolutionary descendants. So 36.7 light years away, this is us. We're on Earth now on a very dense planet, and we're learning to ascend that consciousness, to tap back into, to find the God source power within us, to remember that we are magnificent, very creative beings, and we're learning how to grow civilizations again as incarnating in through this experience on many, many levels. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like I know half of it, because I don't. What I can tap into and what I've had the honor to be able to work with these different councils of light myself, the Light Army, Pleiadians myself. It's been Octarians. I've done a lot of cool stuff that I'm starting to remember, and it feels like this is something that's also prominent when you're starting to trust. Remember we read that card about trusting your gut instincts, right? It's like, think about that time when you didn't trust your gut instincts, and then that fear crept in. It's like, I think you were working with the Octarians, or very consciously aware species, and I think that you're so sensitive to that physically, that frequency almost it was overwhelming for you. Maybe the things that you've seen while you were, I had full-on telepathy, so now I understand. I am understanding the experiences that I've had. Portals open up in the side of mountains, big, huge, Sanskrit red portals, and cars just drive by, and it's like I'm the only one that can see it. So we question our sanity at times, and if you're going through that, I just want to encourage you just to go within and ask your guides what I need one day at a time. When you start traveling through that Akash, it gets scary. You start remembering things, people that now, you remember their eyes from past lives and who they were and what they played in your life then. It's like I said, time travelers, this is freaking awesome. So let's go to number 23, the vegans. Man, I like these cards. You guys like these cards? I surely appreciate them, and I think whoever put the time and energy and work into these, this is telling me we're visiting in the house. We're in the house. When you're sitting there staring out the window, they're there. They're incorporating and helping you with your higher consciousness. They're coming to this third dimensional reality, whether this is in the physical, because they're showing me the cards in the physical, in the home space, and for some of them they do use outside. They're able to alchemize energies with nature too. That's why it's also important. You can see there was a plant right back over here, and he was showing me that. He kind of uses it in the force field. And then what's interesting, I would say that, and now we've got 23, vegans, and I didn't know that vegans, that's a race, solitude, independent, and peace. Look at this higher mind girl in this pyramid down here. You know, I think for some of you, you have kids that you're recognizing, or like maybe you're just seeing them as they are, physical, but you realize they are, you know, very, very connected. They might even be helping you on some sort of quest, or you'll notice when you go to meditate or sit somewhere, they come by you. If you're in the backyard, they're helping with that energy, because they are high vibrational, high frequency. We little ones, they're so cute. I love my babies. I have 5 wonderful children, and I noticed that too. They come to help raise the frequency as well. So very connected here. It's just going to continue to unfold. Let's go to page 23. And then I open up to 22, the Galactic Federation. You guys are so funny. All right, solitude, independence, and peace. Wow, somebody's really going to be breaking. This is your summer, you know, to really get on a deeper level of connecting and break out of, gain your courage back. And I also feel like for some of you, you're really going to be gaining your physical fitness back as well. You've got vegan beings reside on planet Vega, the brightest star of the northern Lyra constellation. Vega may have its own solar system. Vegan beings are ancestral refugees from the ancient Lyra Draco Wars. They peacefully do not participate in any galactic politics or wars and take a neutral stance to the complex dramas. They are culturally around 250 years ahead of the Pleiadians and stand 6 to 7 feet tall. Vegan beings are highly self-sufficient and very autonomous civilization. They are spiritually guided by the Andromedan Council. The vegan beings are naturally healers and care deeply towards nature and natural environments. While vegan beings did initially participate in the original seeding projects, they culturally prefer to stay neutral and private. They chose to mostly be in solitude on their home planet. Vegans are independent and intolerant of feeling restricted to their sovereign self-agency. As their name suggests, they are vegans and only eat organic raw plant life. They consider the consumption of dead animals to be a foul crime against nature. Most vegan beings are humanoid, though some hybrid vegan beings have genetic characteristics of nearby ETs. This card talks about retreat, neutral, solitude, self-directed, sovereign, independent, resourceful, privacy, peace, and family. Wow, so if you guys were wondering if you're being guided and being steered in a specific direction, these ideas and these thoughts, don't judge. Know that what those energies are. You're here to use, okay, let's just say, something that most people normally wouldn't, you know, consider something great. You have this ability to alchemize within that, with your own frequency, and you have the assistance to be able to do it as well. We come here to take what's meant, you know, drugs, alcohol. Drugs woke me up and put me on this path, you know. So what's meant for bad can also be alchemized and used for good. And it's just allow yourself to be guided, you know, trust in the process, and more than all, think back of all the times to the person who got you through what you needed most. You know, when you weren't telling anybody about your fears, your failures, your heartaches, it was you, you know, in your own prison of just thoughts. Go get out in nature. If you need to scream, talk out loud, be out, go do it. Ask out loud, write it down. Connections, everything. And you know what? To meditate, I know I have a hard time sitting and I can go out in my kayak and float on the water and just listen to the bird, and I can get into that state like that. I'm more of an active meditator than sit still unless I'm on psilocybin or, you know, using some sort of psychedelic to tap into that altered state of consciousness. What up, Alfie? My first mission was sketchy, but I survived somehow. I came to this channel before my first mission, and it helped. Thank you. I remember that, and I remember pulling cards for you. All right, let's get an angel number, and then I probably better get on that Zoom meeting. I love you guys. Alfie, I send you so much prayers of protection and courage and strength your way. Irrelevant International. Jesus is the way. Please respectfully don't use black magic. I love you. I don't use black magic. You don't have to worry about that. Respectfully. I work with the Christ consciousness. Ascended masters like Yeshua, Jesus Christ. I'm seated in love and enlightenment. Through pains, failures, and learning through forgiveness and love has changed my entire being, my entire life, and I'm sure many. Bottom of the deck, 777. We've got 1441 unique skills that come out. Life goals, mission, sense of self, honesty, and important projects. It is time of intense self-development. Focus your mind on your craft. You already have what it takes to succeed, but practice makes you a master. It also serves to find your true purpose. Leveling up in your career or business is of priority right now. And a message from your future self. What would your future self tell yourself today? I want to say you can do it, and I know that you're your own greatest competition. To stay brave and tenacious in the face of adversity. To reprogram that thought that says I can't, to I'm going to do it. Even if I fail, I'm going to do it. You know, even do something like swing off a rope out into the water. Do something that would, I don't know if I want to do that. Or you normally wouldn't dive in the water. It's kind of cold. Go do something that would, you know, and when you're done, you're like, oh my gosh, you feel good, exuberated. You are connected. As you connect to spirit, you draw closer to your higher self. This is a whole self mission right here. You pull the strings that control your own life. And I feel like you're about to realize that in a very big way. I talked about evolutionary descendants of this race, you know, way light years in the future. When you're working with those beings, it's faith, man. It's about faith and being a service to humanity. When you're a service to yourself, you're service to others, because you breathing pure energy as you walk, as you breathe, as you talk. You're very powerful. Big dreams are built by those who do the work. Do you want it? Are you ready for it? Can you let go of the perspective of the past and shift into something completely new? Because I think somebody here is really thinking about just how passionate that they are for this connection that you have found to yourself. I love you guys so much. Thank you again for hanging out. Hello, Bill. Matthew, I love you all. Cosmix hugs. Zerdik, Jerry, Alicia, I love you guys. Paging Dr. Herman. You heard that as soon as you get in here. I'm going to get on my court stuff. I'll see you guys a bit later. I'm going to let my phone charge up so that I can go out. I'll take you guys down to a new place to go fishing, and I'll get my little camera strapper thing for my kayak, and we'll just go hang out. I seen Hot Solstice in here. Hi, Hot Solstice. I love you. I've thought it, but I wasn't sure if I told you. I love you, and I send you all so much love and light. And make sure you guys just hold a huge light in your mind's eye for humanity and everybody who's struggling to wake up and face the illusions of the past, you know, dynamics that are here. Courage is, we talked about the difference in outer strength and inner courage, right? Inner courage is where you sit there. Trust your gut. Go do something fun, you know, be wild, be crazy. Don't let people tell you how to live. You have enough time in the day. Pick something spiritually that's going to ease your soul or bring freedom to you, where you're like, man, that felt good to do that yesterday, you know. It was just me, myself. I didn't need anybody else, and I enjoyed it. I had a good time. Thank you, Spirit, for showing me all the beautiful birds or butterflies. I was driving today away from fishing, and I had this orange monarch just following my truck on the side for probably like, I don't know, a good 500 feet. It was pretty awesome. Anyways, I love you guys. Stay inspired to just create. And when I say create, it's like just go do something you normally wouldn't do. Go put your energy in this planet. You know, whether it's a beautiful post or just something of colors, or go paint a picture. Go outside and lay in the sun. All right. I love you guys. Take care. Kisses from Idaho. I'll see you guys tonight for fishing.